Hi! Well, you're in my kitchen, and I am going to try and show you step by step on this computer. And I hope you can see my little kitchen. I'll try and do step by step how I make my kombucha. I currently make 4 gallons a week, and I have a 2-day period in between each gallon. So today I'm going to make a gallon of tea and bottle what's been ready for the second ferment. So first of all, I'm going to show you real quick. This I bottled 2 days ago. Can you see on top that white stuff? That is a baby SCOBY. Let me show you. And I'm going to use this. First of all, listen to the psst. Hear that? Just like beer. The fizz is amazing. I actually leave these up in the cupboard until I am ready. Here's the baby SCOBY. This is how you know your second ferment has worked. See it? See the baby SCOBY? Kind of gross and slimy, but that makes for good drinking. You can drink that, or you don't have to. Delicious. But anyway, when you see that, that's 2 days of ferment. In 4 days, it'll be very fizzy, like beer. But when you see that little SCOBY on the top, know that your second fermentation is working. Anyway, off to my stove. I hope you can hear me. We're going to do 2 bottles of water in our pan. Now, if you don't have glass bottles like me, you can save these and use them for your second ferment. But you can only use them once because of bacteria. But as long as they're not open, they're good because when they expand, they don't blow up. I've used my old bottles that I've bought from the store. I showed you this bottle earlier. I've just stripped off the labels and reused these bottles. You can do that too, but each bottle is $3.50. So anyway, today I'm doing mixed tea. So I'm going to take 2 green. These are organic. I got them at Sprouts. The white tea is very expensive. I'll be getting mine on eBay next time. White tea. And I'll be taking organic black tea. We're going to use 4 of these. So today I'm going to make a total of 2, 3, 4. So today I'll be using a total of 8 tea bags instead of just 6. Hope you can hear me. I don't boil the paper. This is what I do. I'm going to walk you through these steps and hopefully, sorry about my appearance. Again, yard work today. We're working full. I usually take all my tea bags like this, tabs in hand. Excuse me. Anyway, I just take and cut off the tea tops. Oops. Drop it. You're going to let that come to a boil. I have a kombucha here. I drink 3 of these a day. I don't know that you can drink too many. It's good for your intestinal health. you'll never be backed up. And you won't have an overgrowth of yeast, which causes cancer. So anyway, I drink it all day long. Okay, now that my next batch is cooking, we're going to bottle this batch. I always get the jars with the spouts, like Kombucha. I put a towel down. Always wash your hands. Always. Don't use soap. But you're going to be touching your SCOBY. You don't need it infected. If your SCOBY gets too dry, it can get mold. But you would for sure know that there's mold in it. So what I do is I take a bowl and I put in about a cup of liquid. And I take my SCOBY, I just reach in. This is the old SCOBY. Oops, where'd the new one go? There's a new one in here. Here it comes. And here's my new SCOBY. And I put those there. And there's no more SCOBY in there. And I take this and I put it in my microwave for safety. Yeah. As soon as that starts to boil, I turn it off. Okay? I always wash my bottles pre-hand separately. This one you can't see how full, so I'm not even going to try to show you. Actually, it's more. That's why I like the spout. This is way faster this way. See the fizz? And this is a mixture, this tea. This is green tea, white tea, black tea. I have found that if I leave a little extra room, I get a better fizz. I am addicted to the fizz. You can see the fizz here. It's like beer. You will grow to love the flavor of this. It's perfect. There is absolutely no sweetness. See, that SCOBY eats up the sugar. So this is actually sugar-free right now. It's a sugar-free drink, all natural soda pop, more or less. Uh-oh. When this slows down, that means that a baby SCOBY probably got sucked into it. My tea is starting to boil. Impatient. But you can reuse your SCOBY bottles that you bought from the store. You can see why I learned how to make this stuff. I was going broke buying kombucha from the market. Okay, that is started to boil. I'll turn it off. And then remove it from the heat. If I have any left that I can't make at least a half a bottle, I'll put that into my next batch. It is summertime here, and that's how many we got. It's summertime here, and I've found that my scobies are starting to dry out on the top, and so I'm unable to do the whole 7 days, because normally when the weather is kind of cool, it'll take you 7 to 9 days for your kombucha to ferment. It's so warm here that it seems to be fermenting in usually about the 6th day at the latest. This was a 6-day pot. So what I'm going to do is take this kombucha here. Now, the healthiest thing to do for your kombucha jars is don't wash these with soap. On occasion, you will have to take this apart because scobies will form in there and start growing. That keeps you from pouring. But anyway, since I have such a little bit left, what I'm going to do is pour it in the bowl and add it to my next batch. Do not be alarmed if your SCOBY isn't bright white. Do not be alarmed if your SCOBY has tentacles growing on it. That's quite normal. Just don't be alarmed. If stuff happens, if it don't have mold, it's fine. I'll repeat that. I simply use hot water to clean out my jugs. I will take the spout apart if it's not draining to get the new SCOBY out of there, and I take a paper towel and I wipe the inside. Soap will kill your SCOBY. So make sure that when you do wash your hands, I washed my hands before I started video here, that you scrub off the soap. Rinse that very, very well, because if you don't, it'll kill your SCOBY and you'll have to throw a whole batch out. Mold will develop if it's too hot or too cold. And that SCOBY rises above. That's why you got to leave a 6-inch gap. Because if your SCOBY comes up out of the water, it's a possibility it'll get mold. Don't worry about mold. You will know it's mold. Mold is black and it's dry. And your kombucha will stink. So don't worry. Now you will get tons and tons of new SCOBYs. You develop a new SCOBY with every tea that you make. I'll show you how to separate it. You're able to save these as gifts for somebody who wants to start making their own kombucha and live close enough to you. You're able to refrigerate them. Make sure you put in about half a cup to a cup of original kombucha in with your SCOBY and keep it refrigerated. But you will, and you are able ingredients. Always have scobies for backup, so don't stress. Okay, so now, oh, I forgot my soup. This is my strawberry water. I take a large container of fresh strawberries, I rinse them, I clean them, and I chop them into little pieces. I put them in a container, I add a couple of cane sugar, a bottle and a half of water. I give it a good mix until it's all dissolved, and then chop it some more, and I put it in my refrigerator, and it sits there for 3 to 4 days. After that time, I drain off the liquid. It's strawberry water, strawberry syrup, whatever you want to call it. This is what I add to my kombucha. You don't have to add this. You can add fresh fruit. Just slice up some strawberries and throw it in there. Throw some ginger in there. Throw a piece of lemon in there. Anything that has natural sugar is going to cause it to ferment. Now, too much will cause it not to ever ferment, because your kombucha can't eat the sugar if there's too much. So I only add about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons at the most of this water, this strawberry water, to every one of my bottles. If you're going to add strawberries, I would only add a couple slices of strawberries to every bottle. You are able to eat the fruit out of your bottle, but you don't have to. You're able to eat the little scobies like I showed you in the beginning from the individual bottles, but you don't have to. I don't. So anyway, it's time to add our strawberry water. Add about that much to every bottle. And then I leave enough room for it to cause pressure. The sugar and the pressure causes natural fizz. Natural carbonation, like beer gets natural carbonation. This will cause your drinks to have natural carbonation. When mine are done, they have a hint of strawberry flavor to them, but it's not overpowering, and you can still taste your kombucha. You will, and I promise, you will develop a taste for kombucha. Whether you want strawberry as your flavor, pineapple, ginger, you will develop a great love for kombucha. When I put the lids on, I put them on very tight, and I give my bottles a couple turns. Remember, your kombucha is going to eat your juice. It's going to eat whatever fruit you put in there. It's going to eat whatever juice you put in there. Put natural juice. If you buy juice at the store, do not buy juice that has corn syrup, fake sweeteners. You have to stay pretty much all natural. If you're not making your own juice at home like I do with my strawberries, be very picky. Read the labels, people. You don't want to be ruining your kombucha over corn syrup, you know, or non-cane sugar. Beet sugar is not good for you. I would stick to all natural juices without added sugar. I happened to try strawberry as my second kombucha from Syntec, this company. This was the strawberry drink I bought, but I happened to stumbled upon the strawberry kombucha and I just fell in love with it. As a matter of fact, I ended up getting most of my bottles because they had this on clearance because it was outdated. Go figure. I bought me like 12 of them. But you can also get these bottles. You can also get these bottles. You get these on eBay. A lot of people who make their own kombucha use these kind of bottles. They're beer bottles, homemade beer bottles. Let's see if I can get to that. I do use these bottles. They're not my favorite, but these bottles work just fine for kombucha. Okay. So that bottle of kombucha is processed and ready to go in the kombucha cupboard. It'll be ready in 3 to 4 days. Now, let's get back to cleaning our kombucha jug. What I do is I take a paper towel, I dump out the hot water, I take my paper towel and I clean where there was no kombucha. If you have to clean your jar, use white vinegar. If it happens that you have not a cup of kombucha to add to your next batch, you can actually use 3 tablespoons of this white vinegar instead of your kombucha. Because what you're adding is a culture to it. But to sterilize your kombucha jar, pour in some white vinegar. There's some stuff I need to get out there. And simply roll it around the bottle. And that will sterilize your kombucha bottle. And it's good for your kombucha. Okay. Let's see, got plugged up. So now that this is ready, for the sake of time in this video, I'm not letting my tea cool to room temperature. Let this cool to room temperature. I'm going to use a cold water. So get your tea bags out and squeeze them really good. If you happen to break a tea bag, you don't have to discard it and start over. Just use a coffee filter to drain out the tea. You can also use loose tea. I don't know if you used loose tea in your life. My grandmother used to use loose tea. If you use loose tea, just use a coffee filter to drain out the tea jar. C&H sugar is cane sugar. On the bottom here you can see I have brown sugar. I like to get that at Whole Foods. Gives your tea a molasses flavor. But 1 cup is all it takes. And your kombucha will actually consume this sugar to grow. So your kombucha will end up being sugarless. Figure it. So stir that until it's well mixed. You want to make sure that it's well mixed, all dissolved. I know this ain't like the perfect video or nothing. It's not the most professional. Y'all know me. I do it Tammy's way, and I'm not going to try and hold the telephone while I make my kombucha. So anyway, after your sugar is good and dissolved, pour that in your gallon. And if you're in a hurry, you've got a lot of time, use a cold water, ice cold water, to bring that down. You want this at room temperature at least. Maybe a little even on the cool side is okay. There's one. You can again use these bottles if you want. Grab some more water bottles. Okay, usually takes about 6 of these total. The 2 that you cook with, and usually about 4 to fill up your jug. Remember, you want to leave about this much room. Now when I get to there, I usually stop. Okay, so you're right there. I have gotten in a habit of using a tablespoon, a fresh tablespoon of white vinegar for my kombucha. Only because it helps the culture. If you're making your own SCOBY, you can actually use white vinegar if you have none of the old batch of kombucha left. You can use 3 tablespoons of vinegar, white vinegar. I'm only going to use 1 because I have liquid and I have SCOBY. I'm going to test that with my pinky. Get to my microwave here. Get SCOBY out. Make sure that your kombucha is not hot when you put your SCOBY in. I fill my tea and then I fill my SCOBY. Both these waters are identical temperature. So what I do is I pour the cup of kombucha that I saved. Here's my nasty little SCOBY lifters. Here's my miracle workers. This is 2 of them. Now, when your SCOBY starts to get old, you can separate them like this. And you can actually toss this if you want, or you can put it in a baggie and save it for somebody who doesn't have a SCOBY, or you can just put it right back in your bottle and let them cook. There we go. That bottle is ready for the cover. Okay. Now I simply take my I took old pillowcases and cut them up that were 100% cotton. But you could use a coffee filter if you want. You can use hair ties or rubber bands. Anything to make sure that this is nice and tight. You want to keep bugs out. Now this is what I do. I have little stickies. I got these at the dollar store. You get like 5 or 6 packs for 99 cents. But what I write on my stickers, I write the date. Today's the 27th. The day of the week, it's a Saturday. And what tea blend I have. And this is mixed. And I simply take that and stick it to my jug. So when it's up in my cupboard up there, I know when it's to be pulled. There's no guessing. Because if you're anything like me, hold on. Sorry, I dropped you. If you're anything like me, I'm forgetful. We all forget. But I want to wish you happy kombucha drinking, happy kombucha making, and you will, I promise, get your own style, get your own routine. That took me, 30 minutes max, and I stopped and explained. So when I'm just here in the kitchen by myself, making my kombucha, takes me 20 minutes. And most of the time what I do is if I know that I have to make a batch of kombucha that day, I'll put the tea bags and the 2 bottles of water on early in the morning. I'll let it boil and I'll take it off and I just let it sit there until I'm ready to process it. It's room temperature by then. You don't have to add cold water. And life is easy. Anyway, you're all in my prayers, you're in my thoughts. I hope you enjoy your kombucha. If you have any questions, you know where to put them. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and hit the little subscribe button. Anyway, best to you all. You're in my thoughts, my prayers. Mwah. Peace.